Howdy folks, we're in the garage on Imandra and I wanted to run through the Warthog with you and then we're gonna go see if I can purchase a new mod. There's 2 trucks in the mod. So let's go to customize, and we should have everything for this because I've retrieved both upgrades, both suspension upgrades. Biggest, best engine, S plus, A minus, B plus, S plus, A minus, B, S plus, A minus, B minus. So this hurts the fuel a little bit from that one. Doesn't really this has the best fuel economy and it's still an S plus rating, but the problem with these more fuel efficient engines is as you add weight, the fuel economy goes down and these will take more damage to your superior reliability and performance. So I'm gonna hurt the fuel economy a little bit to get the most reliable engine. I'm gonna go off-road. Now, raised or active, it kind of depends on tires. If we choose the active suspension, will it give us the biggest tires? No. See, it locks out the 47-inch tires. It'll only let you go 43. So if your preference is to have the biggest tires you can get, then you go with the raised suspension. Raised suspension unlocks the biggest tires, biggest wheels. 47-inch duals, all chains, or 47-inch Tayga tires. You can have the 47-inch Tayga tires on this thing. I'll equip those and back out of this so you can see it with the 47-inch Tayga tires. Now on this map, I wouldn't use the Tayga tires. Honestly, I would prefer to have the dualies. Well, they're not dualies, but it is all chains. Let's go back to that. Maybe I read that wrong. I thought the D in UAD meant that they were dualies. Okay, apparently it doesn't have a dual tire option. So it's Taygas or these. I guess. So you have to make up your own mind. For me, on this map, because even the rocks are covered in ice, I would go with the chain tires. Let's look at that again. good, excellent, 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 average, excellent, excellent. It has no ice rating. And in this map, everything is either mud, snow, or ice. Even the rocks that you have to climb over are covered in ice. You have to go up hills made of ice. So again, I would go with this tire. Has an excellent ice rating, excellent mud rating, excellent off-road rating, and a good on-road. Winch, advanced medium. There is no autonomous winch on this. This combines the extended medium and the high power medium into one winch. Diff lock engageable is already selected. You've got an intake air filter on, you can see it on the fender there. You got a tall pipe that points to the back, or the air filter on the fender with a pipe that leads up to the round cap. Personally, well, let's equip that and see what it looks like. I think I would probably go with the other one. And you can't see around that side of the truck. I'd have to take it outside to get a view of what. Okay, I can zoom in a little bit now. See, it just kind of exits from the side of the engine compartment and runs up the side of the truck. Let's recover it back. Let's see. Before I got into the menu, it was actually showing that side of the truck. I kind of like this, how it comes out of the fender with a bigger pipe. You can see the grommet around it. It doesn't look like it just becomes part of the fender. You can see how it would pass through. It looks more realistic to me. But to get some deep water ability, I would probably go with the mushroom cap here. It's still, you can still see how it attaches to the fender, and you can imagine that where the round filter body attaches to that it would pass through to the engine, I guess. You know, although I still like the looks of this. That's just a really nice looking filter. And how much deep water are you going to get into on this map? You know, so pick whatever you want. I'm just showing it off. You could put a crane on it. You can put a maintainer frame mat on. Look how much the crane makes it dip. It's really heavy for this vehicle. That's not quite as heavy. It gives you 500 repair points and 2 spare wheels. A small sideboard. You cannot do a crane and sideboard combination. The small fuel carrier, it looks like it really fits the vehicle perfect. It looks like the thing was made to haul this. And on the public test server, I did equip one of my 2 Warthogs with this, and the other one had just the sideboard bed. But the small fuel carrier, you can see how much it drops the ass end down, how much weight it puts on the back, which means it's taking weight off of the front. So you have to be prepared for less capability on the front wheel drive, because the small fuel carrier is taking weight off of those wheels. Loading, did the other loading crane, or no, it's just in the list twice, or a saddle low, which in itself doesn't really weight the ass end down, but when you put a trailer on it and then you load the trailer, then you've got a problem, because it's going to pick up the front again. Or trunk repair supplies, which is on the roof. You could do trunk repair supplies in combination with small fuel carrier, and you'd have 600 fuel besides 150 repair parts, 2 spare wheels, and an additional 60 fuel. But look how much that weights the ass down over the front. So up to you if you wanted to do it that way. I personally don't see a lot of use for this truck other than maybe as a scout. If you just put you could do it like this, or you could do the small sideboard in combination with the roof rack, and just use it as a scout. You still have your 150 repair points, 2 spare wheels, and 60 extra fuel, which, believe me, you will need with only 210 liters of fuel on this thing. All-wheel drive is switchable, diff lock is switchable. As far as rooftop, you can have that set up, the roof fog lights, or the angled sun visor. If you put the roof fog lights on, it takes away the roof supplies. So if you go with angled sun visor and roof supplies, look, this has 4 LED fog lights on it. You don't have to do these fog lights, which take away the roof rack. You can do this with the 4 LEDs up there. The bumper, heavy duty pipe, Hunter, stock, and Savior. Ooh. Now, I know there are people out there that are going to think that Savior is just the coolest thing they've ever seen. I personally like, I don't know how to put it, minimalization, or plain. I don't really care for all the roll cage running everywhere. Just my opinion. The stock bumper looks kind of cool. The Hunter looks kind of cool, and it gives you 2 extra high beam lights there over the stock. Sticking out on the sides here, sticking out past the fender, I think it's going to be more likely to catch You're more likely to hit obstructions with this bumper. Heavy duty pipe looks cool, and it gives you two off-road lights. Off-road lights, that's a word I was looking for. That gives you two lights. That's really cool looking. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Now again, you do whatever you want. I'm just showing the thing off. Slim pipe. Heat shield is on the other side. And it angles out, but not back. Slim pipe goes a little higher and it angles back. Stock just comes out the bottom. I think I like the slim pipe. It fits the rest of the vehicle nice. Rims, you got quite a choice of rims. I'll just run down the list. Those look kind of nice. Those are the 2s? No. These are the 3s. The 4s? No, that makes it look like an old split rim. If you're into that look, go for it. When I was a truck mechanic, man, I worked on many of these. Many of those. Pulling them off and redoing the bearings, putting the oil back in, changing wheels, caging it so the split rim doesn't fly apart. Yeah, I would sit a hammer on the floor with the handle sticking straight up, so it'd be like a straight edge. I'd use like a big 3-pound sledge, but with the short handle, like the 8 or 10-inch handle, but the 3-pound head, stand it on the floor next to the tire when I'm tightening the lugs, and spin the tire. And then when you tighten the lugs, you can tighten one lug more than the other to take the wobble out of the tire. If you just run them down and don't spin it, it's going to go down the road wobbling back and forth. You true up that wobble by first getting all the lugs down tight, and then you spin it and you look at how much out of round it is, and you tighten one lug or the other, or loosen one lug or the other a tiny bit, and spin it again until it spins true. As it spins past the hammer handle, it does not go in and out. It spins true all the way around. So anyways, little lesson on how to tighten the lugs on that, I guess. It was a bitch. Bud rims. Bud rims are so much easier. All you do is run them down tight and you're done. It will spin true. So anyways, let's keep... Now there's split rims again. UD1, UD2. That actually looks kind of cool. It looks old-fashioned and really tough. And that's weighted. Now this puts a little weight on the front to compensate for the weight on the ass. And that's like the Hummer or the Yar rim. Now with their weighted rims on the front, you might be able to go back to the frame add-ons and let's see what it does See, it still lifts the front some, but not quite as much. It still pulls weight off the front, but you've got the weighted rim up there. Unfortunately, it doesn't put the weighted rim on just the front, it puts it on the ass too. You really just need it on the front. You really don't need more weight on the ass. In this configuration, sure, put them all the way around. It's going to give you more traction on all four corners, because that little sideboard bed does not take weight off the front. Colors. I'm not going to run through much on the colors. I kind of like the way it is, in fact. You know what? For all the snow on this map, I'm going to do that one. It looks like a snow camo to me. In here, the Joker and the Masha are still locked for some reason. Complete Ride-on King trial to get this item. I believe that's over on the Michigan map. There's new jobs on the Michigan map, which I have not covered yet. I will get to those. I did on my own go look at them. They're very extensive. It's a lot of going back and forth over long distances. So I'm going to put the Hula Girl on there. And then there's Masha. A lot of people like the ducks, and I kind of prefer the Hula Girl. And then you can do the cards, clubs, hearts, diamonds, hearts, spades. I'm going to do the ace of spades. Stickers, Freedom Bird, take my winch. Shut up and take my winch. Light my fire, Holy Stepney, Your Adventure, Apologetics, Off-Road Club, Park where I want, no road, no problem. I park where I won't. And Your Way. Tough choice between Take My Winch and Park Where I Won't. I think it was the crane. I did Take My Winch. So maybe on this one I'll do that. And that's the end. Only thing left to do is take it outside, turn my controller back on, put all-wheel drive on, fire it up. Now, I did... Whoa, a little lag there. The computer must be trying to do something with that. Oh, yeah, you know what it is. My internet service provider slowed down my internet connection. My hotspot, my Wi-Fi hotspot, because I used too much data. There's the truck I featured in the last little featurette. A couple other trucks that I'm using in this map because I just don't have a need for right now. Last time I did this, I ran through the mud here to test out the effectiveness of the tires. In Kodiak, with the big fat quasi-mud tires, I rolled right through here. no problem. It did sit and spin. It took a while, but it made it through. See, now this is having a big problem. And I think I could probably winch it backwards, but there's nothing on the front. So, not real good in deep mud. Let's try some deep snow. I've actually already used this truck on the public test server, and I didn't really care for it much, honestly. Because of what you're looking at. Whether it's deep mud or deep snow, it has a problem with the hole. Now it is climbing a little through the deep snow. So it is getting there. Try out a couple rocks here. And oh, doggy, there she goes. Dang it. And no autonomous winch, so we either got to bring something up here to recover this vehicle with, or just send it back to the garage. So there you have a little review of the Warthog, the options available. Now, whether the Tayga tires might go through that mud easier, you know, that's very likely. It's very likely that the Tayga tires would handle the mud better, but not the ice or the deep snow. Tayga tires don't do deep snow real good, and they don't do ice worth a damn. They just slip and slide. They have no ice traction. So it's up to you. What do you prefer? We could, I hate to make this any longer than it already is, but we can, let's put the Tayga tires on. Let's equip the Tayga tires and not change anything else. Go right back into that same mud hole. Now, something I didn't try was the diff lock. But on the first attempt I did not use the diff lock, so let's try not using the diff lock this attempt. And if it has trouble, then I'll put the diff lock. I didn't even think of that when I had the chain tires. I'll put the diff lock on. But see, it slows down quite a bit just in the snow. And now Tayga tires are supposed to be good in mud, but this is the Imandra mud. You have to remember, this isn't normal mud, this is Imandra mud. It looks like it'll make it through without the diff lock. Let's try diff lock. Low plus with diff lock and see if it climbs out of here better. Perhaps it's moving a little faster, a tiny bit faster. It would have made it out without the diff lock, but it seems to be going a little swifter with the diff lock. Now I think the chains did a little better in this section of the course. I'm not going to try and go over that rock. Let's turn and try out this one over here. I'm going to take out the diff lock because I didn't use it on the other test. Well, I never got it up here with the chain tires. I'm talking about the... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, see? You got the tippy thing going on here. And that's what I found. That's exactly what I found on the public test server. Is that it's just so tippy. I guess you know, you could use the see, with these tires you can't use the stock or active suspension. I was gonna say you could lower it and perhaps it wouldn't be so tippy. But then you have to put the smaller tires on it. So if we go to, I think we can do 43 inch. And still get not the you can't get the stock suspension, but you can get the active. Now the active, I believe this is the low height, which is about the same as the raised. God, it's a tiny, tiny bit lower. Tiny bit lower. I think to solve the tip over issue, you would want it as low to the ground as possible. Even perhaps using the stock suspension, which, as you can see, brings it down from the active. The active is only going to go from the low height to the high height to give you greater ground clearance. To get it as low as possible, I think you'd have to go to the 39 inch. Let's see, do they have a 39 inch? What do they got up here in 39 inch? No Tayga tires in the 39 inch. So your best bet for ice and snow on the 39s, probably that there. And then you can, then it allows you to have the stock suspension. And that gets it as low to the ground as you can. It's going to help some of the high center of gravity. Problem is when you get it raised up with the big tires, it's got a high center of gravity and it's very skinny. And then you've got weight on top with the fuel and the supplies, the spare tire, which increases that high center of gravity even more. Alright, I think we've covered enough on the Warthog. It's been 35 minutes. I did 38 minutes on the last one. It's going to be a lot to upload. Oh boy. Alright. Got one more review to do, and I'm going to do it in a separate video. Thanks for watching.